Hello, everyone. We're live. Welcome to AI Shortcuts to Work Smarter. I'm Madalyn Skylar. Today, we're going to be talking about helpful AI tips, tricks, and advice that will help you work smarter, not harder when it comes to your business and your everyday life. If you're new here, welcome. I help creators and entrepreneurs get more done with AI to help boost productivity without feeling overloaded. We're also overloaded. There's too much information. I kind of think back to like 20 years ago, and it's like, man, we were not overloaded like this when we were on the internet. Plus, from time to time, I throw in a dash of social media know-how because it helps us stay ahead of the curve. And so much of what we're doing with our digital marketing and social media incorporates AI into all of that. So it just becomes this very well-rounded conversation. Now, this live stream is brought to you by my AI Shortcuts to Work Smarter community over on Skool, skool.com/Madalyn Skylar. It's free to join, and we would love for you to come over there. So let's bring up our panelists that are here with us today. Hello, everyone. So good. Class is in session. No, I'm joking.
Howdy.
I'm joking. I'm joking, but it's always great seeing you all here. And Jim, we missed you. Well, you were here briefly last week, but then you had to go. Great. You're able to hang out with. Are you able to stay for the whole time today?
Yes, I
Okay,
can
cool.
today.
Cool, because we always like hearing your insights. And Rachel, as always, you put out a cool Substack post about Substack.
Yes, and thank you, Rachel, for mentioning me as well. I really appreciated that.
You're quite welcome. I appreciate the feedback because I sent it to Madalyn a couple weeks ago and I was like, does this make sense? Because when you're in it, you have this perception bias. And so you don't realize
Right.
what other people might not know. So it was really helpful. So thank you for the feedback. And thank you, Jim. I'm learning from your lives. So it's great.
We all learn from each other. That's why I love doing this as a group. I've learned so much about Substack from you, Rachel, from Jim, and just really watching how everybody's using it. I will admit, I haven't done a lot with my Madalyn Skylar stuff, but for my Kratom stuff, which is completely separate, has nothing to do with my business world. But I moved my MailChimp newsletter over. It's been on Substack now for a few months. I love it. You know what I really loved, I didn't realize how great it was, is how you could just pop a tweet in there and it just instantly puts the tweet in, and you can pop in a YouTube video, just the URL, and it puts it up, as if you embedded it. I love that.
Same thing with like Spotify or any of your podcasts. Like if you put in your Spotify or Apple, it'll automatically embed it. So people can just click play. It's pretty great. YouTube videos, same thing. I do that for clients.
I love it. I love it. Rose is watching. She says, good Substack post, Rachel.
Aw, thank you, Rose.
And my friend Vina says she's been loving Substack. She's been learning how to use it. And yeah, she says the tweet thing is cool. I am so glad that I'm utilizing Substack. I tell people it's like a 2-in-1. You can have your newsletter there. You don't have to. Not everybody has a newsletter, but you can utilize that feature and you can use it in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
And on the other side of it, you have a social media feed, and it's amazing, like this 2-in-1. And it goes more, right? Live stream, you can podcast.
There's more.
God, there's so much.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Tell us.
And then there's chat too, which I just figured out chat probably 6 months ago. I was like, what is this chat thing? I don't even know. So I figured out it's for people who subscribe to you. Yep. Only they can see it. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I love that feature. I think that's it's like a group DM.
Exactly.
It is, but only for subscribers. So it's interesting. Like today I put out a note. I won't go into too much detail, but subscribers are different than followers, and followers are different than subscribers. So it's important to understand what the difference is and how to find that information. So I put a note out there. I can share it if that's helpful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it does confuse people, Rachel. I'm with you. People are like, well, what is the difference?
I was confused in the beginning, but you know what? Like any of these other tools and platforms, the more time you spend on it, you'll get that aha moment. Because when I first went to Substack, I'm like, wait, why is there a post? And there's like all these different things. But when you immerse yourself into it, it clicks. And it's like, I get it now. And I think it can be hard to explain to people.
It can. And then it's also difficult because there's like really two settings sections. One is if you're a reader, you set your settings. But if you also have a publication, then you have a second area of settings just for your publication. So trying to navigate that can be a lot. But, you know, once you figure it out, like you said, then it's like, oh, okay, now I know where I am.
Yep.
Right. I'm going to. Ooh, that was a StreamYard delay. I pressed the button
Oh,
and it didn't do anything. It's like, what's going on, StreamYard? Well, you know, it's a live stream. You never know what's going to happen.
right.
But yeah, that's let me see if I also have a link to that. My Substack that I will use more. But I love how easy it is to use. I love how, you know, you have the activity feed. I've been doing, I have myself in post 30 days of Madalyn. I'm going to talk more about that in a few minutes. And I'm sending, you know, every day I make a video and I post it on my social media, and I've added Substack. I thought, what a great way for me to add to, you know, and not leave that one behind. I love the post feature. You know, I only have the one right now. But yeah, it's a great platform. But also I just watch how y'all are using it, and I learn so much from how y'all are doing it, you know?
Yeah.
That's where it becomes really valuable, is go follow people you look up to that, maybe you follow on other platforms. Like Rachel, when I go to yours, I see how you're using it. And same with Jim. And like you're always doing the restacking, which is like a retweet. You can do it with a comment or without a comment, and then just going in and commenting on other people's things. I love how you can bring it over to your feed. And then, of course, the post is like, how is Rachel structuring her post? You give me all these ideas when I see,
Oh,
like,
cool.
you know, when to add the button to upgrade. And you do a really good job of
Thank
how, and
you.
I'm sure it just took time, you know, figuring it out as you go.
It did. And also, I think a lot of people don't realize when you publish on Substack, they automatically create a whole bunch of shareable images in all kinds of different sizes. So for some people who may not have access to royalty-free images for whatever reason, this is yours. They create shareable images and you can access them anytime, not just when you publish. That was kind of a concern, like, oh, I published this post 6 months ago, I can't go back and get a shareable image. That's not true. They're there.
Right. Well, and I
Yeah.
think the other thing too is, as you start to realize what's on the dashboard, your followers are more than your subscribers.
I just shared that today in a
Yeah.
note. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually you have way more, not way more, but you know, a good portion more
Yep. Yeah, because it's
followers.
like they're not
Right.
quite ready to subscribe to you yet, but they're seeing your notes.
But they'll follow your because when you follow, you get their activity feed, which is all of this.
Yeah, so you can still see the posts because they exist on the
Yes.
Substack app,
I
right?
love that. It's brilliant. You know, when I think of Substack back in the olden days of it, when it was new, it was just a typical newsletter type platform. It was like a MailChimp, but free. And it was very plain. And I know it attracted the writers, which is your industry, journalists. It's been amazing to watch how much it's exploded over time, and how much it's grown, and how it does so much now. I love all these features. I'm always impressed how they keep upgrading it and doing more. So super cool. But I definitely recommend everybody follow Rachel Substack, and Jim as well. Jim has yours is really good, Jim. Go ahead, Rachel. You were going to say something.
Oh, I was just thinking that the owners are probably thanking Elon Musk every day because it's just been a
He put
ginormous.
them on the, for people that weren't familiar, he put them on the radar a few years ago when he got very mad at them because they started the feed feature and the follow feature and the notes or whatever. That, boy, he did not like that at
No, and
all.
he's still supposedly still downgrading posts. So my
He does.
recommendation, yeah,
He does.
my recommendation is when you share a Substack post, don't put via Substack Inc., which is what the handle is
Yeah.
on Twitter. Just don't put anything. Just
You have to manually, if you want one of the images from your newsletter, or something, you have to manually put it in as an image because it won't automatically bring it in like it does with other platforms. Jim Rose has a question for you. Do you use StreamYard for going live on Substack? I read that you need to use a third party.
You do use a third party if you want to have like what we're doing right now, but you can go live from your desktop. Of course, I've got a couple of posts on my Substack to kind of show some of the different ways, and I'm actually working on and close to. I probably need to talk to Rachel a little bit. I have an ebook that I'm just about finished on how to do. It's a mini book on how to go live on Substack, and it's every chapter is a different feature. And I have, because what happened is it was almost ready, but then, and that's why it's a mini book. They added the ability to go live from desktop. But what you have to remember when you go live from desktop, if you're not using StreamYard, is that it, to the people watching on their phone, they're just seeing this part, and this is blacked out. But in the back end, you can make it the whole screen. So if you're going to have guests, I don't think going live natively in Substack from desktop is a good idea. And I don't know if it's still 10 people, but you can get the stream key, which would then you just put it in RTMP and StreamYard or Ecamm or whatever your favorite streaming tool. Even Zoom can be used on Substack. And so I know I have to build all these different videos that I'll put out there for people. But yeah, but it's really easy to do. In fact, before we did this show today, I was on with Marissa Calley, and I guested on her Substack, and I just added or actually on her live stream, and we added my Substack as a destination because she no longer has that RTMP feature because she downgraded her StreamYard. But because I was a guest, I was able to make it go live over there. So it's so that's another thing. If you have a Substack and you're guesting on somebody's StreamYard, use your Substack, and then it doesn't automatically post to your publication unless you want it to, but you can still go in and make those clips and share them in the notes feed. So I think it's a lot of fun.
You have so much valuable information. And I know I need to experiment with putting this live stream onto Substack. It's already on my Facebook. Right now, we're on my Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. And we're on some of y'all's Facebook and YouTube channels. Thank y'all for doing that. And I think based on what the information you've given me, Jim, and thank you for doing that, it's just a matter of on this StreamYard, I add the RTMP to it from Substack to that. And then it'll push this out onto my Substack Live.
Yeah, or you could even download this video file.
Yes,
and upload it.
I need to do that. I'm going to make a note.
Because you could take some previous episodes and then start writing the post to go along with it. And the beauty of it is even by uploading that video, it's going to repurpose it for you and give you those clips that you can
I want to play with that feature. Yeah, because I have Opus clips, and I think you've said it's very similar to that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Did I just give you homework? Is that what you're telling me, Madalyn?
I'll take homework. Yeah, I do. Well, it's been on my to-do list. I keep forgetting. I have too many to-do lists. I mean, if y'all saw my desk, lots of Post-its. I keep Post-its in business, that's for sure. But yeah, I need to just go spend time doing it. All right, let's move on. I got so many things to talk about, but just a reminder, we have our Skool community. Come join us on Skool. This is where the conversations continue on from this is just a 1-hour chat we do every Thursday. It evolved from the old school Twitter Smarter chat I started in 2015, which was over 10 years ago. And over time it evolved, and now it's AI Shortcuts to Work Smarter, and we live stream it everywhere. Which is a lot of fun. So come join us over on Skool but as I said, we continue the discussions ongoing over on Skool. So go to skool.com/Madalyn Skylar. We love to have y'all over there hanging out with us. So, and the new thing I've been doing, let me bring this back up. I just remember I wanted to show you one more thing. When you're in the calendar section over on Skool, somebody's typing, I hear, if you want to mute. Go to the calendar, and like right now we're live. We're right here. We're live. Hello. And I have my new thing we do the next day. Every Friday afternoon, I'm doing what I call the Friday debrief. By the way, I made that cool image in ChatGPT. I love how good ChatGPT has gotten with images. Anyway, the next day, we do like a debrief. I host a debrief where it's some of the things we didn't get to here, then I'll deep dive, or I'll go over it there and also deep dive on things. And every Friday afternoon, 2 to 3 my time, Eastern, Central Time, 3 to 4. If you go into Skool in the calendar, based on your time zone, it'll tell you what time it is. But that's my new thing, is private just for our school. It's free to join Skool, but if you're a community member here, then it's just, I'm not doing this publicly. So this is like the extra perk.
So you're using the Skool live streaming tool to do that?
I am. I'm doing
Nice.
the webinar one.
Nice.
And then last week, Bez helped me test it where, to see how because I don't want it to be the free for all where just everybody's on there like the Zoom call. I wanted it to be more like me on screen doing my teaching. And if somebody wants to come up and chat or have questions. And so Bez came on and helped me do that last week. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Nice having you here over from my Kratom community. I love how people from my other communities, even going back to my Go Girls music community from 30 years ago, I get people coming, because on Facebook, I've got so many people I know from all the various communities I've built over the last 30 years. And I just love the variety of those that come over. So thank you. Good to see you, Sherry. One more question from Rose. What do you need to make clips from a post on Substack? I haven't tried it.
So literally, and I, like I said, I mean, I think it's on my Substack, but upload a video, like you're saying, you're creating a video post and you upload it in drafts. And once it's got that video processed, it will then give you the ability to make those clip assets literally in minutes. Like the show I just did with Marissa, I already got an email. Your clips are available. Like I can go in and use those clips that it made, or I can make my own clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you can do that, with 0 subscribers. I mean, as long as you've created your publication, I think that's the key. So even if you just say coming soon, I think it then gives you that ability.
I see Pip has joined the live stream. Hey, Pip.
He's moderating.
You should put the title Rachel and Pip. I love when he comes and hangs out with us. It's so cute.
He just loves the talking heads. He watches everything on the screen. It's really funny. And I'm not holding him here. He's just sitting here.
He's doing his own thing.
He's his own cat.
I love that so much. I love that. What I want to get into next is I've been running this self-imposed 30 days content challenge. I had very me to do this. I literally, like the day before, like I guess it would have been December 31st. I'm like, I think I want to start a challenge for myself to post content on my social media platforms every day for 30 days. I want it to be like this big, like, let's see, if I can do this, and not have it be just business stuff. Because what a lot of us do is we post business stuff on our social media. We don't do it every day, but we're pretty consistent in what we do. And we do it on different platforms as content creators. And I thought, I just want to get outside my comfort zone and do something different. So I started it on January 1st. I've done it every day since. Today's day 29. I already did my video. I already posted it. I'm so proud of myself. I've been consistent and I'm learning things through it. And I usually just come up with a random idea. Like I don't have this whole list of like, all the things I'm going to talk about. I just, whatever is in the moment, I'll just make a video. Many times I'm doing it while I'm walking my dog, Lucy, since we're always out walking. And then sometimes I just come up with an idea and I just sit at my desk and do it. I want to play a couple of them. They're just short videos. And many of these have like a message of like this one I'm going to play from a few days ago. Let me pull it up on the screen so y'all can see.
Everybody wants to see your pretty face.
Pip is adorable. On my day 27, it was just a few days ago, talking about why make short form videos. And us as content creators, we put out content. One of the reasons it keeps us visible, keeps us top of mind, and helps us stay connected. And it's a matter of just showing up and pressing the button. So I did like a little lesson/reminder. Let me play this for y'all. Why make short form videos at all? Here's the honest answer. Short form video keeps you visible and connected without overthinking it. You don't need a big production. You don't need perfect lighting. You don't even need a polished message. What you need is to show up. When I make short videos, sometimes I'm sharing a quick tip. Sometimes it's a lesson I've learned. And sometimes it's just a moment from my day. But every time it keeps me top of mind, it gives people a chance to connect with a real human, not a polished highlight reel. And here's a great example of why this matters. Several days ago, I posted a video reminding everyone that nobody actually cares what you look like or how you sound. What matters is pressing record and getting the message out. My friend James saw that video and commented that he took my lead and started a podcast over on Substack. He literally recorded himself reading an old blog post. He said he did it badly. He didn't shave. He thinks he looks and sounds terrible. And then he said the most important part. It doesn't matter. He did it to practice and to set up his content workflow. That's the point of short form video. Momentum beats perfection. Action beats hesitation. Done is better than perfect. I'll be hosting a 5-day video challenge soon. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in participating. So I've been having fun with this. Y'all, I've just been kind of making this up as I go, thinking up ideas. The 5-day video challenge wasn't something I'd preconceived before starting this challenge. Early on, as I'm making videos, I'm like, who else would like to do a 30-day challenge? Does anybody else? I'm hoping this is inspiring. And people are like, no, people are not interested. And then one day I'm like, who would be interested in doing a 5-day video challenge with me? And I mean, people are like, I'll do that. And I mean, these are people from all my different communities, all walks of life, not just business people. And it's like, okay, I hit on something here. And which I was hoping to do because I've been wanting to revive my old program, Video Like a Rock Star, where I help people get comfortable on camera and make videos and live streaming stuff. And it was really successful, but I stopped because life changes and I end up going home taking care of my mom for 4.5 years. And it wasn't expected. It just, sometimes you get that call and you go do the thing. And so I had to put all that on hold. So all these years have gone by, but I still see there's a need for it. So in my little 30-day challenge, I just kind of casually throw it out there. And the response has been amazing. People are like, yes. And a lot of them are not business people. These are just people I know from my music community, my creative community, because people know there's value in video. You can't hide behind a keyboard when you're on video. That's what I love about it.
And Madalyn, even how I got started in video was Kelly Noble Mirabella and Amanda Robinson. And after we first met at Social Media Marketing World, did that sort of thing. This is back in 2018. And so it forced me to get on camera, right? And then next thing you know, I meet Tim Sohn, start doing a weekly show. And I guess you could say, right, the rest is history. And I've been doing it for, 8 years now and much more comfortable. But it's not to say that we still don't say, oh, gosh, do I really want to do a video? And I think it's so important what you said about done is better than perfect. Because I think people get too wrapped up in perfection, or even now using scripts on teleprompters and reading stuff word for word. And I'm working with someone right now. It's like, look, just make sure you get your bullet points in and talk naturally, and don't worry about everything being perfect, because that's the real you, right? We don't sit there I don't have a script okay, I have to say every one of these words on camera. And I think that's what scares people, because they feel like they got to come across as a professional speaker. And the reality is, one, we don't have a lot of, memory time that we'll give to something. So what's the 3 things you want to get across? Because 3 is probably enough. You start doing too much, it's might as well have multiple videos, because people are not going to retain it.
But you don't even have to overthink that, which is I'm going to show in my next video from yesterday and the one I did today. The one we just watched is the more polished one. And it's not super polished. I mean, it's just me sitting right here at my desk, and I got my little wireless mic on my shoulder. And so, just I wanted the lights, and it looks good and sounds good. But majority of these have been while I'm out walking my dog. So, it's just real, raw, authentic. Plus, when I'm on StreamYard here or doing videos on here, I with the lights kind of soften my face a bit. When I go watch the ones of me holding my phone outside with the harsh lighting, I'm like, well, now I'm looking closer to my age. People think I'm so young, and it's like, well, I'm not. I just, look young for my age. But sometimes with the lighting, I'm like, but I had to get over that. It's like nobody cares. That's why I made a video about that recently. Nobody cares what we look like. People are so stuck on that, and it's like, just hit the button. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was only like a handful of years ago that I would never come on and be on video like this unless I had makeup on and made sure my hair looked just right and just always feeling super dolled up. But that's how a lot of women are. And just like in that example, and James is like, he just got inspired, hit the button, didn't shave because nobody cares. They don't. We care more, and we think, oh, we got to look. It's the content, it's the information. But of course, be fixed up when you need to be fixed up for things you're doing. I'm not saying be frumpy all the time, but just be you. The bottom line, be you. That's what's important. So I'm going to give you an example of this on the one I posted. And I've got these on all my social media. Doesn't matter which platform of mine you prefer to watch, but let me play. So this is an example of how most of them have been just random while I'm walking my dog. It's day 28 of my self-imposed 30 days of Madalyn. It's just this random challenge I made for myself where I decided to make a video every day and post it here on social media. And I can't believe 28 days. This 28th day in a row that I've done this. A couple more days ago. I can't believe this is so cool. The main reason why I did this challenge is because I wanted to show myself that I could do this every day. It's not easy to. It's not easy. And I didn't want to just be my usual business stuff that I usually post on social media that I don't even do every day. I just want to do more behind the scenes, me walking Lucy, and some day in the life kind of videos, something I usually don't do. And then the occasional business tip and how to. This has just been a great exercise for me, but it's all about consistency. That's what's been most important, is I've been consistent. And that's, I think, what's missing. So many of us are trying to get seen and heard on social media, but we're not consistent with it. And that's so important. The lesson here is consistency leads to opportunities. And now it's time for the Lucy cam. Oh. She's doing all the smells and sniffing this morning. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Lucy, can you say bye to everybody? Lucy, say bye. Say bye. See y'all tomorrow. People really loved when I would show my dog Lucy. So whenever I'm doing those outside, then at the end, I'll shoot some video of her and say, now it's time for the Lucy cam. Again, this is just stuff I'm making up as I do this, basing on the comments, the engagement, the conversation I'm having. People were really gravitating to when I'd have her on. And it's like, well, let's incorporate this in. It's that thing we all know. Listen to your audience.
Madalyn, I think another thing you're doing that is very important, and it's one of the things we tell people sometimes is like, I think one of the problems sometimes with live streamers is like, oh, I have to be live. And then they get into the internet issue, their Wi-Fi is not good enough. It's like, but you can record like you just did and then just upload and share it. Sure, it wasn't live, but just like today, you'll probably get a lot more viewers on replay.
Yes.
So they're not catching us live. You can still respond to comments, but you did it. And I think that's the more important thing, as opposed to like, oh, well, everything's got to be just right. I got to have, the right amount of, signal strength. It has to be live. It doesn't have to be live.
Right. Exactly. I like live streaming because to me, it's just easier. Don't have to worry about editing. It's just something I've always enjoyed. I used to teach my courses. Before it was a thing, that was how I was already. I love how people like finally caught on. Like, well, let me teach my course, live, and then take the recordings and then also package it. People can watch the replays at their convenience. And when I think back to like my old Twitter Smarter, which I think you took a long time ago, Jim, I'm pretty sure I remember. That was live. I did that live on Zoom, and that was a long time ago. And that's how I started actually the Twitter Smarter Masterclass in 2013. And that's how I did it for years. It was just, I would just always teach it live and then save the recordings and package it for those that wanted to buy it at a later date. And it's just back to my motto, work smarter, not harder. And that to me was the way to do it. It's like, why make this so hard? Because I know if I'm going to sit down and record all these modules, I'm going to overthink. I'm going to edit and then edit again, and then it'll take forever to launch. But I know not everybody's comfortable teaching live. I think that's what's important is get comfortable just being on something live, even if it's something like this, and get used to it. I think over time you get used to it.
I think that's why a lot of people initially really liked Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces, because they didn't have to be on video. Now you have the option if you want, but you don't have to. And so, you know, a lot of people don't want to be on video for whatever reasons, comfort level, whatever it is that, you know, so you can still have these conversations using those. And even Substack has an audio function as well. I don't know how many people can be part of the audience, Jim. Do you know that? Is video and audio the same?
I think it is the same, but I'm not sure if it's. I know that Keith Keller, I think, has maybe been because the difference is, like, if I were to invite each of you with your Substack to join me on Substack, I know it's at least 4. I don't know if it'll go up to 10,
Okay.
but you can also, everybody could have their camera off. And so Keith Keller and Americo DaCosta, they'll go live, but they're doing audio only as a live stream. But they are using either Restream or StreamYard at this point. And so I think that's an interesting use case. I don't know, how many people like the, listening to a live stream. I mean, I think it's fine, but I think it allows you to, kind of decide, do I want to show people or not show people? Because like Barb, obviously comes on as her avatar self, and I don't see an issue with that, but I think it's just what you're comfortable with.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why the X comments aren't popping up here in StreamYard, but I was just checking, and Jason from Bunsen, Beaker, Bernoulli, and Bricks commented a little while ago and said, "Here for the tips and the cat."
Ah.
So thank you, Jason,
Hi,
for hanging out with
Jason.
us. Always
And
great
hi to
seeing you.
little Brixie. We're absolutely in love. We're so in love.
I have to say that name. So I had a dog named Brix, Brix. And when I saw that him starting to tweet about his cat Brix, I'm like, oh my God, this dog I had, I've always had rescue dogs, that came from horrific conditions. And this big boy Brix, he was adorable. He was big and clunky and scared of his own shadow. And he was the most adorable thing. And I just always loved that name, because I usually just keep whatever name they already have and know.
Yeah.
And it was an unusual name, Brix.
Yeah.
So when I saw that a while back, I'm like, oh my God, another Brix. I love it. That just makes me even happier. I'm going to play real quick today's video I made. Today's day 29, because this was something I was never good at. It's just making a video storytelling something that just happened to me. And many times something will just happen. It's like, man, I should make a quick little video. And this is when, like, a YouTube short at TikTok, or just short form for any of the platforms. I mean, even Substack. I mean, I've been posting all these on my Substack, YouTube, TikTok, X, and Skool. I've been putting them in the Skool too. So I'm just trying to and Facebook. I mean, I got them all over. So something had happened yesterday, and then another thing happened with it this morning. I thought, I'm out walking loose. I'm like, what should I talk about today? I'm like, I think I'll just story tell this and let's see how it comes out. And it came out so good. So let me play this for y'all, and then we'll move on to other stuff. You don't get what you don't ask for. All right, it's story time. So yesterday I had a terrible thing happen to me. I had placed an order for some products. It was a big sale, 50% off. I was so excited to receive this order. I spent just over $100 on it. Apparently it was delivered at my door. There was a photo from FedEx. I saw an email that showed it. I'm excited. My order finally made it. It took extra time because of all the bad weather around the country. So I go to my door, it's not there. I guess I'm lucky, because this has never happened to me before. I know all about the porch pirates. Hold on, Lucy's turning me around here. She's just all over the place. So I've heard all the horror stories, and I feel bad for all of you that have had this happen. I guess I'm a lucky one. I've never had it happen. So somebody stole the package off my door. Didn't have a camera to capture that moment. I just felt defeated. I was upset. I talked to ChatGPT about it to see, like, what should I do? What should I do? Should I even bother reaching out to the company? Should I go reach out to FedEx? I mean, what do I do here? ChatGPT gave me great advice. It says, contact the company first, start there. And it helped me work up an email to send them. So I sent an email, explaining the entire situation and not placing blame on anyone and just saying, like, this is the first time this has ever happened. I'm a longtime customer. And I received an email just now. It was the next morning. I just received an email from the company saying, we're so sorry this happened to you. We're sorry for the inconvenience. We're going to ship you out another order at no charge, and you'll get it in a few days. It's a reminder, you don't get what you don't ask for. Don't be afraid to ask for things you want. And if you need help figuring out what to say and how to say it, go to AI, go to ChatGPT or one of the other AI chat models and get some help. But I'm thrilled. I woke up this morning going, hey, I don't have to reorder it and spend all that money again, all because I asked. Do you have a story to tell about this? Getting something by asking? Let's talk about it. Or tell us your porch pirate experience. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for Lucy Cam. Lucy, are you enjoying this cold weather? I know you're really happy. Can you say hi to everyone? She does not like being on camera because she'll look at the camera for just a moment and be like, nope. And she wants to go across. Okay, we'll go across the street because that's what you want. You're the queen. You get whatever you want because you're the boss. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching along. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm having fun with, I'm like thinking I might just go past the 30 days with this. Like, I'm really having a good time. And it's sharpening up my skills with just everything. One of the things I wasn't comfortable doing for a long time was like filming like that. Because you always think, well, are the neighbors going to be watching? Like, why is that girl holding her phone and talking into it? Like, is she some YouTuber or TikToker? Who cares? And so it's like I've gotten over that hurdle. And I love playing with the video editor, and I've been using the Adobe Premiere. They have that Adobe Premiere for mobile that's free, and it's amazing. I love it. And I'm having a lot of fun using that to do that, just brief editing, nothing fancy. And I just feel like I'm like in this groove right now. I got 2 days left of this challenge I imposed on myself. And it's like, I don't know. But I was really proud of my little storytelling because I just made it up as I went.
You're really good at that. I mean,
I never thought I was, though. But when I played it back this morning, I was like, wow. Because I didn't know if it was to be something I'd post. I thought, let me just tell the story while I'm walking Lucy. And it's like, it came out really good.
And
I'm super
yay to
impressed.
that company. Yay for customer service.
I was not. So here's the thing. What do we normally do? You go to Google and just figure out, like, what do I do? And I was thinking, well, this has never happened to me before. Do I contact the company I bought the products from? Do I contact FedEx for, like, I wasn't sure. So I thought, well, let me just go ChatGPT, explain the scenario and see what steps should I follow? And because I was thinking I need to contact FedEx first. And it said, no, contact the company where you order your products from, contact them first, start there. And then from there, then you could contact FedEx next. And then it talked about how I probably need to like do all, even like it gave me steps, even to the point of filing a police report, even though it was telling me, well, probably nothing will happen, but like, you got to have all these things in place, especially if you want FedEx to do something or even, but I loved how it told me to start with something I didn't think I should start with. And then the outcome, and that's the only thing I did. All I did was like, I sent an email to that company yesterday. And I was like, this morning, I'm like, oh, I hope I hear from them. And there was an email in my inbox and it was like, whoa, that's not the outcome I thought I would get, but that I didn't have to go do all the other steps. And I was like, wow, I asked for something and I got it. And I almost didn't even bother. Because, sometimes things like that happen. You're like, oh, screw it. I'm out the money. I got to start over. I was more concerned of like, oh my God, it took forever to get this order because it was delayed because of all the bad weather around the country. And I'm like, I got to spend the money again, which I don't want to do. And then I got to wait again, which I don't want to do. And now it's resolved. So I'm really happy about that. But I just feel like I'm getting better at like doing these types of videos and doing the storytelling. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all today because I just feel like that hopefully this will inspire others to, start getting more creative, making videos, talking about anything, sharing, day in the life kind of stuff because people really like that. or sharing, tips and advice with your whatever you do in business. It's just hopefully it's giving people ideas for a variety of things. And it boils down to one thing: press the button. That's all you got to do. You get your phone, you turn on the camera and put it on video, and then you press that red button, right? That's all you got to do. Press the red button and then just go. And I don't know about y'all. When I do videos, my first take is almost like 99% is the best one. So I usually just stop. I usually don't even bother because it doesn't matter how many takes I do, that first one was always the best. Do y'all run into that?
Yep.
But do you keep going? Because I learned a long time ago to not just keep going. If I feel like if I like this, it's not perfect, but it's not bad, then I just usually stop myself.
That's how I feel about it. Like, it's not perfect, and sure, I might have stumbled over a couple words, but then if I redo it, I'm going to stumble over some other words, and then I'm just going to get more frustrated, and it's not going to be as natural and as good because you start overthinking it.
Yeah. So, y'all been hearing about the whole TikTok thing. It got sold, the majority share to US buyers, Oracle, and then some others. And I've been using TikTok for my kratom stuff for a few years. And it's a love-hate thing because, it's a botanical, so they don't like us talking about it. And I've been in trouble many times with them. It doesn't stop me from advocating for a plant that I use and love. That more people need to know about. But when it comes to my Madalyn Skylar stuff, I haven't really used it. I've used it like just here and there because it hasn't been my normal main focus. But with this 30 days challenge, I've been doing it every day there. And I've been really digging it. I'm like, okay. But then what happens? They do the sale, which they've only been talking about for what, a year or two? Like, this has been this thing or for like a year, I think. And so it finally goes through. So we don't know what's going to happen to the platform, right? And so for those of you that have been on TikTok, it just messed up really bad over the weekend into this early part of the week. And I had videos on there that said 0 views. And I'm like, what's going on? Why does it say 0 views? And then I would check it the next day, still says 0 views. It's like, is this what's going to happen now? And it was doing it to both my TikToks, which are completely different. Business one, and then this, botanical education and advocacy one. And I'm like, okay, so this is across the board. It's not just, I would expect it for my kratom one because I'm always, but other people were complaining about it too. And, there's a lot of independent journalists that do very well on TikTok, and they're talking about how their videos are no longer in the For You page and people can't find them. You have to just manually go to the creators you like. And that's the And so that's the workaround. So then I thought, well, wait a minute, I got 2 accounts. So I think the 0 views is because it's not showing up in the For You. So let me just, on one account, go to the other account and see, is that video there? And it was there. I'm like, okay, let me watch it and see if that makes it a view. So I watch it. I go back to the other account. It still says 0 views, even later in the day. And I'm like, wow, these servers are just all jacked up. And then we don't even know how the algorithm is going to be because they're saying it's going to be a different algorithm. And what makes TikTok good is the algorithm. So it's slowly kind of getting back to normal, but the For You is still, the feed is not very good. So I have the creators I like, so I just go to theirs. And I also having the foresight to let me go follow these creators I really like on their other platforms. So I'm following a lot of them that I like that I would normally watch on TikTok. I'm watching them on YouTube now because then there's no problem.
I have a question for you, Madalyn, if I can ask.
Sure.
When you do these videos like this 30-day challenge, when you're, sorry, going back to Substack, but I'm just really curious, are you sharing those there as a note or as a post that goes to subscribers?
As a note.
Okay.
Because I'm doing it every day. I just want to be more like the social media feed on Substack.
Yeah, totally. No, I was just curious. Yeah.
Because if I did it as a post, that's almost like a newsletter. People that subscribe would then get one of those every day in their inbox. And I didn't want to go that route.
Got it. Okay.
But it's just figuring out a strategy that fits for you and what you're doing. I mean, I can see where it could work well doing that for some people. But for what I'm trying to do, no.
Yeah, to go back to TikTok, the complaints that I've heard are that you can't put in certain words; it just won't show up. Like
Right.
anything political,
And I've
very.
heard it's more right shows up and left doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
definitely
I've
that.
I've seen some DMs. If you follow Krasensteins or some other people, like I mostly just follow them on Substack now, but they're still very active on Twitter. And they were actually showing screenshots of where they tried to put in right wing. I'm not going to name many names, but we all know who they are. And it would come up with an exclamation mark and say, can't be sent, or this term cannot be used, or just in red with an exclamation mark, like this is why it won't post. So people are leaving now even more.
Yes,
because
there's been a lot of complaints about it.
Censorship.
Yeah, it's definitely has changed. When X started going through all that, when Elon bought it, for a lot of us, it was like, we had a lot of friends and colleagues. I know y'all all know we're all still on X, but a lot of our friends and colleagues were like, nope, I'm out of here.
Left.
And they left in droves, and a lot of
Yep.
them went to Threads. I tried Threads. I wanted to like Threads. Threads is what's always been missing from Instagram. If they had just incorporated that into Instagram, I mean, it's the same company. I don't understand why it's two separate apps. Some of the things these companies do make no sense, but that's what was always missing with Instagram is the conversation. And so Threads should have just been an all-in-one. But I was so bummed because I'm like, well, wait a minute. I totally understand. I'm not going to be taking sides, and I don't get political, but I need to be where people are. All of us, as content creators, we need to be where people are, and we teach that, right? And over time, what was happening is a lot of the people we knew left X, but a lot of them stayed. And it wasn't just, oh, it's just right wing or it's just this. Not necessarily.
No.
It was people who still saw value in who was there. And still, like, I was still doing the X space before we changed it into a live stream and doing it like this. It was still, for those that don't know, what we're doing right now, Thursday, 1:00 Eastern, this whole thing started my old Twitter Smarter chat back I started in July 2015. Back in the old days where the way we did gatherings was an old school Twitter chat and with the hashtag. And so I did, because I was known for teaching Twitter. I help people with Twitter marketing. That was
Twitter
my niche.
Smarter.
Twitter Smarter. Mm-hmm. And so I had the podcast, I had the live stream, the Twitter chat. And then over time, as things like, look, I've been in digital marketing for 30 years. What I've learned, one of my valuable lessons is you got to be, as an entrepreneur, you got to be able to pivot as needed. And I've done a variety of pivots in my 30 years of doing all these things. I'm not doing the same thing. In 1996, I started January 1996. I was one of the first web designers in Houston because I learned HTML. I knew how to do it, and people were asking me to create this new thing, these web pages. My first client was like, this is what he said to me. He was a realtor, a local realtor. He goes, I don't know what this .com thing is. I just know I need one. That's what he said to me. They were spending a fortune on Yellow Pages ad. I know not everybody watching this even knows what the Yellow Pages are. Some of us older folks, that's how you used to advertise back in the day. And he was spending a ton of money on that. And he was like, this might be an interesting way to do some marketing. And so, it was a whole new thing and I knew how to do it. So I decided to turn it into a business. And the same time, same month, I created my first online community for female musicians because I grew up playing guitar. And I thought this whole new internet thing could be cool to connect with other musicians. Maybe they go through some of the challenges I do when I go to the guitar shop and I get ignored. It's like, why is it like, I seriously was like, why is this happening? Is this because I live in the South? Is it because I'm a female? What's going on? Let me start a little web page and let me see if I can find other people that play music and see if they go through this. And that was the whole start of my 21 years of running this amazing online community for female musicians that I did on the side. And there's been a handful that have gone on to become huge names, big
awesome.
names. I mean, these are the independent artists, the ones that should be on the radio, but they're not, the ones that are playing at the local bars and clubs and doing these little tours. And, they should be well known. There's a lot of amazing people in music that are like that, but, it's a game, as everything is. And getting on the radio and getting record deals was not an easy thing. But I just built this amazing community and met so many amazing people. I used to travel all over. It was so much fun. Anyway, I'm totally getting off track here. But back to TikTok. Let me get back to it because we're already getting close to the top of the hour. TikTok has been going through some major changes. It seems to be kind of getting a little better, but still has its issues. But I came across this video where this lady is talking about it, and she's sharing some tips about it. And in watching this, I'm like, well, she's actually sharing strategies that apply to pretty much all the social media platforms right now. Because right now, what we know is social media is about attention, not follower count. Everybody's still stuck on follower count. That doesn't matter anymore. It's the attention. We're in that attention economy now. And in watching this video, she's addressing the TikTok issues right now, but when you pay attention to what she's saying, is strategies that work, I think, for all or most social media. So I want to play this for y'all because I'm really, impressed with this. It was just like a video that came out yesterday, I think it was. Hold on. When I do TikTok, their little player is funky. I'm trying to make sure it starts at the beginning.
New TikTok update that everyone's talking about. The one that made you all invisible just a couple days ago. If your videos were literally sitting at 0 views, you're not crazy. That wasn't just you, it was almost everyone. So here's exactly what changed. TikTok adjusted how content gets distributed because of the change in ownership. When that happens, platform tightens control and the testing shifts. Reach just gets more intentional. And don't worry, okay? I've got you here. This is the part that no one's explaining clearly. Your videos are not being pushed to random people first anymore. You see, before, TikTok would send your post to a small batch of strangers just to see how it would perform, and then it would decide if it would go wider. You know what I mean? It would send it to like the first 300 people. And if it got engagement, then the video got pushed onto the FYP. Now, this is what changed. Your content is shown to your followers first. So this is really important right now because the people that are in your corner really need to be engaging and you need to be doing the same. Okay. So when people saw 0 views, it wasn't because their account was broken. It's because TikTok was waiting to see how their audience responded. And here's the key part. If your followers don't watch, don't comment, and don't interact, TikTok will not push your video further. And that's why things feel stalled. Right now, TikTok is prioritizing trust signals and community response. They want proof that your content actually matters to the people who choose to follow you. If your audience doesn't engage, TikTok reads that as low value and it just stops distribution entirely. So what does this mean for creators? Well, first, chasing followers is officially done. You don't need more people. You need the right people. So stop doing the follow for follow stuff. It doesn't work, okay? It's not effective. Second, your content cannot be made for the algorithm anymore. It needs to be made for your audience. Ask yourself, would they actually stop scrolling for this? Would this help them? Would this make them stay? And would it make them watch another video? And number 3, engagement has to be intentional. Yes, intentional. Who you follow, who you comment on, what you interact with. TikTok groups accounts based on behavior. If you engage with nonsense, you're going to get more nonsense. If you engage with, let's say, TikTok shop videos and you hate it, you're doomed because you're going to just get more TikTok shop videos. That's the way it works. So remember, if you engage with aligned content, the stuff that you want to see, the right people will start seeing you back. And lastly, stop treating followers like numbers. Every follower has weight now. Every single interaction counts. So this update isn't bad. It's actually quite powerful. Creators building real communities are about to win, okay? Let me tell you why. Creators who stopped chasing trends and started serving their people are finally going to break out of being stuck. So don't panic, get focused. This is your time. Build for your people. TikTok will do the rest. If this helped you and you're not already, follow along if you like this content.
I think that was really powerful because there's just, while she's addressing TikTok, it's just so many lessons in there about social media as a whole and how algorithms shift. So what do y'all think? Especially when she's talking about is getting content to the right people. That was powerful when she said that.
I think that makes a lot of sense, especially because I'm not very active on TikTok. It's not for older folks with an older demographic. TikTok, with books and things like that, it's not their main place to probably go. But if you write romantasy or erotica or contemporary romance, it's fantasy, it's exploding. So there's no question it's popular. What I'm looking at, I saw this note, a lot of Twitter users are not American, so the politics are not a factor. I thought that was interesting. About half of the users on Twitter or X right now are American, and the other half are from various other countries. To me, it just seems like it's politics, politics, politics all the time. But I liked what she said. If that's what you look at, that's what you're going to see on any platform. So for me, I really focus only on books, authors, book marketing. For myself, for my personal accounts, I focus on things that are important to me as well, like advocating for survivors of sexual trauma, things like that. If you focus on what your interests are, which is really what your branding is, if we think about it that way, then you don't end up chasing every single, trend. And you can focus on connecting with people that really matter to you. And I think that's important across any platform, but especially now on TikTok.
Yeah, well said. Jim, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think for me, a couple things. I noticed that they changed the terms of service as far as, I think if you didn't opt out, they're going to capture all this demographic information.
Yes.
And I've seen a lot of people that, I guess in a way, maybe I'm surprised, maybe not, but it was like a Facebook post, right? I'm leaving TikTok, and they're trying to figure out like where they're going to go next. But I think going back to her video, why are you on the platform to begin with?
Yes.
And I think there's too much of this, I got to be everywhere. And even like in talking to my brother-in-law with what we're doing for his campaign, they're like, oh, we got to do stuff on Facebook and we got to do stuff on TikTok. And I'm like, but if you start spending time on Substack, and this is for me the number one reason I'm on Substack. Well, maybe not the number one, but when I get subscribers, I get emails. I don't get emails from any other platform.
That's a great point.
And that to me is more powerful than anything else. And you even hit on it earlier, Madalyn. You can send an email to just your subscribers. It doesn't have to be a newsletter. You say, hey guys, I'm going to be in, whatever, Timbuktu. If you're around, let me know. We'll get together for coffee. It's not a post. It's not a publication. It's not a note. It's a no kidding one-to-one message. And I think that's where people get, oh, I got to get more people, and it's like, well, did the likes and follows pay you anything? Sure. In some cases they do, but for most of us, no. I literally, from a couple reels on Facebook, I literally had 700,000 views on my Facebook account in less than a month. And I got more subscribers and I'm supposedly monetized on Facebook, but I've seen, not even 1 penny from that yet. So it's like, I'm not going to try to figure it out because I don't care about the algorithm. I don't care about the numbers. I want to connect with people that want to connect with me. And I think that's kind of what you hit on in the video. Are you providing content of value? Because how many people say, well, I've posted a video every day on YouTube and I'm still not getting subscribers. But if you're posting garbage, you're not going to get people to follow you.
Well, and so an interesting point to that. So, I'm newer to Substack. I haven't been using it regularly. I don't have I don't have time yet at the moment to be like doing the strategy like y'all both do, like you and Rachel. And I see how you use it, Jim. And and let me put your link up for those. If y'all want to, watch what Jim does and follow his lead, because he does a great job on Substack, the way, and Rachel does it too, the way y'all do the reposts with the comments, with the quote, and the way y'all connect with people and how you do a post and you tag all these people. You're getting out there and you're getting seen by the people you want to get seen by. And it is so smart. So I haven't had time to do that. So to your point, I'm doing my 30-day challenge. Today's day 29, so it's been 29 of these. I've been putting them on Substack. but I also know I don't know if it's going to move the needle because I'm not actively using it. And so just like what you're saying, just because I post it does not mean anything's going to happen. I'm basically opening the door saying I'm here, but I got to go be active. So I'm looking at my Substack going, well, nobody's really, I get a few comments here and there. I'm not getting much activity. Rachel's been really sweet reposting, restacking some of mine. I appreciate that, Rachel. You don't have to, but you're so nice doing that. But for the most part, there hasn't been a lot of engagement, but that's on me. That's because I'm not actively using the platform because I'm spending my time on these other ones. It's a juggling act. But also to your point, Jim, you don't have to be everywhere. Now, some of us do choose to be everywhere, especially when that's just part of our work and our industry. So I wanted to make sure I added Substack. Like I didn't have to add Substack to my 30 days challenge and put something on there every day, but I wanted to just to see if I did that, even though I don't have time to be active on there, if I just did that every day, would it make a difference? I had no expectations. And I see it didn't really make a difference, but had I been spending maybe 30 minutes a day, maybe even just 15 minutes a day, actively doing the things that you and Rachel do, I bet I would have seen my videos each day boosting because I think the whole thing would be like everything's boosting each other because I have a piece of content every day, but I'm also connecting. And it's just what we used to teach with Twitter marketing. It's like, if you just schedule a bunch of posts, a few posts to go out every day, and that's all you'd remember how that's what they would do. And then they complain, well, Twitter doesn't work. I'm like, you can't just schedule a bunch of tweets. I mean, I used to teach people like, let me show you how to schedule a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of tweets. And then, you just spend like an hour and you don't have to mess with that. Like you're done. The key is you do that so it's out of the way, so your content's out there. But then now you got to go spend time. You got to go talk to people. You got to engage. You got to reply to comments. And people just had a hard time understanding like the importance of that. It's like, let me just put they were treating it as a one-way street.
And they still do.
Yeah,
Rachel, you may run into the same thing. I've had people that I've worked with like, well, I make all these posts on LinkedIn and I don't get a lot of engagement. And I ask a really simple question. And Madalyn, you kind of already hit on it. Well, are you engaging with other people? Well, I don't have time for that. Well, guess what? You just got your answer. They don't have time for you because you don't care about them. If you don't genuinely care about other people, you're not going to get that growth. And you're going to have just a lot of, we can call them dead followers in a sense. And I think that was one of the things I learned from Judy Fox. Judy Fox has a huge LinkedIn following and she really doesn't post a lot because she's all about the engagement.
Right.
And so I think it works with all platforms. And of course, like for me, I say it's because of the video piece initially, but that's kind of what drove me away from Facebook. It's like, why am I going to spend all this time going live on Facebook when they're going to make my video go away in 30 days? And
right.
I think we get caught in the like, but that's the way that's the way we've always done it. You got to be you both hit on earlier. You got to shift, you got to pivot. Things are going to change. And if you don't change, it's going to be like, well, gosh, where did everybody go? Well, they left about 2 years ago to this other platform, and now you're trying to play catch up.
I love that. This is such a great conversation. And for those that are newer to this, our chat is weekly chat. Normally we do spend the bulk of the time talking about AI stuff. And I realize we haven't covered any AI. I mean, I have something AI and we'll just do it very briefly at the end, but we do talk about social media. I mean, this used to be social media and AI shortcuts. That's what this was called. And then I recently just let's really focus more on AI because I realized I was mostly talking about AI stuff here with the occasional social media, but our background for all of us is in social media. And so it still comes up and I realize, wow, some people are watching this going, I thought this was called AI shortcuts to work smarter. Where's the AI in this conversation? So I just want to we have a ton of people on X, right? I don't know who is pushing us out on X, but whoever you are or multiple people, thank you. We have tons of people, 256 people are in X right now watching us. So
Wow.
I don't know who's helping that happen, but thank you. It's interesting how with live streaming, the X algorithm really favors live streaming. And it has for years now, and it still does. So that's pretty cool. Barb, did you have anything you wanted to add to this really robust conversation before we wrap up?
I'm good for today. And thank you,
Okay.
Jim, for mentioning the avatar and being on audio only, because as you guys know, I'm on a live and have been on that same live every Thursday since 2017, and it's all about pressing the button. And the thing is that my whole reason for getting online to begin with was reaching an international audience, and we never realize, we just take things for granted and never realize that in other parts of the world, people who want to connect with us, they may not have the same bandwidth we do. And the circumstances, countries are not all peaceful, and they are actually communicating with us. I've had people in countries where they were fighting in the background, but it was so important for them to participate in our program that they came, and it's like, well, just come on audio, that's all. And what they said was so profound and so timely that you wouldn't have wanted to miss it. And so I will just leave it with press the button. Always remember that people are just a button away from caring about you. And that's one of the worst things that can happen in this world, if we all just revert into our own shells, because you are loved. So that's my thought.
Well said. I love that. Well, let me throw in a little bit of AI. We're not going to have time to deep dive. I'm going to save the deep dive of what I'm about to show you for tomorrow over on Skool. You got to join Skool if you want to come be a part of the day after. It's a new thing I'm doing, because I'm always doing new things. I'm an idea person. I come up with ideas all the time. But come follow us over on Skool, skool.com/Madalyn Skylar. That's where we continue these discussions. It's free to join. Everyone here is welcome to come be a part of it with us. Oh, Rachel had to go. Glad Rachel was here with us. Always great having her joining us. But yeah, come join us on Skool, because what I do for like the next day is this new thing, and it's just live streamed there only. So you got to be in our community to come be a part of it. But I'm going to show you all something cool that Dustin from Magi posted that I'm blown away. And so I'm going to demo it tomorrow. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to try it tomorrow, but check this out. So he posted this tweet. This was 27, so a couple of days ago, Tuesday, and he's showing. I'm going to let me turn it on. Let me have it play. So look at this cool. Look at how cool that is. And those are the Magi colors that he uses. So he posts this and he says, Nano Banana and Kling 2.5 Turbo. So gorgeous. Can't wait to put some music and Magi logo sting on it. So I'm looking at this going, holy cow, how does he do this? And Dustin is great about sharing prompts. And I like to take, when he shares the prompts, I like to then go into Magi. For those that don't know, Magi is an all-in-one AI tool that I absolutely love and use regularly. Let me just put the ticker on that. So, okay, just check the ticker at the bottom. I have info on Magi if you're not familiar. So, of course, me being me, I said, wow, please share the prompt, because I want to know how he did this so I can play with it. So, and Dustin has really grown Magi. We need to get him back on here. He used to come on the live stream here all the time and come back when Magi was a lot smaller, but I know he's got his hands full. So he shares the steps here, how to create this chameleon using a mascot, using this prompt with Nano Banana. Now he's doing this in Magi. And what's great about Magi is it's the all-in-one. So from what he's saying here, you put in this prompt right here into Nano Banana inside of Magi, which I'm going to do. I'm going to try it out tomorrow. And then step 2, he says, create a character reference sheet by attaching that image with the following prompt for Nano Banana. And there's that. And then step 3 is use that to create more images of the chameleon. So he's got more of that. And then step 4, inside of Magi, and this is like the secret sauce of Magi, you don't have to have all these separate LLM and image generator tools. It's all in one. So now inside of Magi, you switch from Nano Banana to Kling 2.5 standard, attach the previous image with this prompt, and there's a prompt, and it should create a video like this or similar. So I'm going to try it out tomorrow when I live stream in Skool, because I like to deep dive and demo stuff as well. I just trying a variety of things. So that's my plan. It could change because it depends on what happens between now and tomorrow with AI stuff, and who knows, there might be something even better, but my plan is to try this out. Now, he does say there's a tricky part. And so this is where it may not work exactly right for me, because he's saying there's a Magi version 3 coming out that he's been talking about this for months. He is upgrading Magi. Magi has been out basically since right after ChatGPT. When ChatGPT was still new, he launched Magi as a platform that uses ChatGPT, but on his server, on his platform, where it was just easier to use. It was nicer. I remember when ChatGPT was new, the interface was blah. I didn't like the interface. You couldn't organize your chats. It would be hard to find older chats. He came up with a way to use it, but to have folders so you can organize. And it was just ChatGPT, because at the time there was nothing else. It was just ChatGPT. So I fell in love with his tool and just used his instead, using my ChatGPT inside of Magi. And then he started adding as others came. I remember when Claude was new, he added Claude. And it's like, oh, I can use two different chat models in this one place. I don't have to go to all the different places. And it's very revolutionary, I thought. And now it's huge. He has so many different chat models to choose from. But he says what's tricky is he's using the beta of the new Magi 3. So it's not out yet. He is beta testing it. I don't have beta access. So he says it doesn't have all the available options to increase the clip length for videos yet. So I only got a 5-second clip. I want it to be 15 seconds. So then he's kind of walking through the things he did. But I'm just going to play around with this tomorrow, see what happens. Because it's also a good exercise in, let me start with images in Nano Banana, which is Gemini, and then switch to a video generator. And I haven't played with Kling much. Have either of y'all played with Kling? He raves
I
about
haven't,
Kling.
but I know Chris likes Kling. Chris Stone plays with Kling a lot. I haven't played with it yet, though.
I've heard great things about Kling, and that's one that Dustin from Magi talks about regularly. So I don't know. I just want to try and see, like, what can I do? I'm not going to be on the version 3, so I might not get far. But I love trying things out, and what I'm doing is I'm getting better about, well, let me just either do it as the live Skool chat, or let me record myself. And we didn't have time today, but if you I'll show the YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, something I posted the other day, I wanted to show some of this today, but we had too many important things to talk about. But if you go to my YouTube channel, go over to my Madalyn Skylar YouTube and go to the video section. I just posted this a few days ago. And so I demoed ChatGPT agent mode and having it do some research. I want to show you something. So I just read through the description. Maybe that'll make some sense. So I've been playing with the ChatGPT agent mode, and I can use the agent mode because I have a paid account at ChatGPT. I use Magi, but I also use ChatGPT Direct because it does have features in ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, and even more features if you're on the Pro, which I think is still $200 a month. There are features in those on the paid accounts that Magi cannot do, or not at the same way, like the voice, the task. Although I think Magi version 3 is going to have a lot of these features, so we'll find out pretty soon. Anyway, I've been playing with this more and more. So I was doing something recently, and I thought, well, let me just record myself. So that's all this is me recording myself, going through, and I mean, this is like unscripted. I just go through and have it help me because I have this microphone. You can see I go through, I'll just kind of scrub across here. And we watch it in real time so you can see how it's working, is trying to figure out my problem and trying to find solutions. And the problem is that I had it do, and it was really cool, is this microphone right here. It was cutting out a lot, and I was having a lot of issues, like there was a short. So I thought, oh, let me just change the cable. And it wasn't that. It still was doing it. So with some research, I come to find out is this on the Shure SM7B, there's this little, it's called a pigtail. I learned that from my research. So I have it taped down, but there's this little cord that it connects, but it's not something you can replace. It's internal. And so I played around with it, and I taped it to the point where if I just am careful and I just use the arm here to move around, it doesn't cut out anymore. But I was like, let me research. Is this easy to repair? Is it not worth it? Should I just go buy another one? They're expensive. I don't want to buy another one. So I thought, let's use ChatGPT agent mode. Let's put it to work. You give it something to do, and it's going to do it right in front of you, but you can go do other things. You don't have to sit and watch it, but it's cool to sit and watch it because you're watching it think its way through things and go from website to website or document to document. And so I recorded this. So it's a pretty cool video. So just go to my YouTube channel. It's 17 minutes long, and it's me working with the ChatGPT agent mode. Have either of y'all used that feature?
I have not used it yet.
It's interesting. It's really interesting. I used it a few months ago for, I was trying to think like, what are some ways for me to use this? And so I was trying to figure out, could I save money on my dog's very expensive dog food? I do farmer's dog, and it just gets more and more expensive. And it's so expensive, especially when you have a bigger dog. And I'm like, well, am I better off going back to dry food, but good dry food? Or are there other brands that are similar to farmer's dog that have better pricing, but just as good quality? I want all the scenarios. Well, normally I'd have to go research online, and that could take hours, right? This is where ChatGPT agent comes into play. You tell it what you want, and it's going to go out and do all the things. And it was really cool to just sit and watch it. And it's doing all this research for me. And it's gathering all this data. And then I asked it, well, what if I scale back on the farmer's dog? So maybe instead of ordering it every month, I order it every other month, and then I also supplement with the dry food. What if I kind of do half and half? Well, is it even worth doing? Am I going to save much money? And it was really fascinating to watch it kind of go through everything and help me figure out like, what's the best option for me? So then it gets me thinking, well, what else could I do this for? When you're on the paid account, you can use the agent mode so many times per month. I still don't quite understand it. I haven't used it a lot, so I haven't overused it, but it lets you know that, like, I don't know if it's however many attempts, or I don't know. Because if you're doing one and it's doing a lot of things, I'm sure it's probably almost like a credit system, I would think. But I'm not aware for sure how that works. Anyway, I have a video about it. I wanted to play a clip, but we didn't have time. So that's what I had for today.
Awesome.
Always
Thank
fun.
you.
Always fun hanging out with y'all.
Yes.
Are y'all inspired?
Absolutely.
Are y'all inspired to go hit the button on your phone and make little videos?
I
No.
definitely need to.
I knew you would
No,
say that, Barb.
no. Yeah. Well, I have two phones sitting, the iPhone and Samsung sitting here, but I mean, I work them to death, each day. And it's like, you got to do what's best for your audience. And for me,
Absolutely.
and to be able, it is so important to just, this morning I was in a conversation with a king from another country before 8 a.m. this morning, because
Wow.
he was, and then I had another publisher from the UK connect with me, and I thought, and he was just turning 60, and he was very camera shy, and I thought it was awesome, and just to be able to connect with people around the world just by pressing the button. And I personally, I know I'm one of the founding members of StreamYard, and I knew Gage and Dan personally and got to meet up with them and so forth, and loved the original concept and everything with it. But it was all about pressing the button and making it simple as possible to be able to connect from around the world. So
Yeah.
I'm good with what I'm doing.
That's okay. I want everybody to do themselves. Like, do you? I'm all about
Right.
that. But
Right.
I'm hoping I'm also inspiring others to just get out and put more, put content out. Don't let yourself get held back by thinking you got to look just right, or you got to do this, or got to do that. Just do what you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable doing video, then you can always point the camera at something else. or you can just do static posts. It doesn't have to be video. I like doing video because I find that when I put out videos, people see the real me and they feel more connected to me. If I'm just
Yeah.
if I'm just on a keyboard, then it can still be great. We saw that with Twitter, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter was pretty phenomenal and showed that you can be behind a keyboard and not even be seen, but you can be heard, and it can be very effective. But we've also see things shift, and video is so big now. I mean, even to the point with us old school podcasters. I mean, podcasting was an audio thing. It
Yeah.
was, when I started my first podcast in 2013, nobody was talking about video podcasts. It wasn't, who knew this would turn into a thing? And so my current podcast it started as an audio only when I launched it several years ago. But watching the progression on YouTube and how people are gravitating to a YouTube version of a podcast, you can still have it on the audio player, still have it at Apple and Spotify. Spotify does video now. You have to do it manually, but you can actually upload your video version there.
Right.
So I definitely saw that shift, and I was even part of it because I would always listen to so many podcasts on my podcast audio player. And I like Overcast. I've been a huge fan of Overcast, so I am a paid customer of theirs. Love theirs because years ago the Apple Podcast app was terrible. It's better now, but it was bad for a while. Bad. So I went to Overcast, and I still use Overcast. But I started realizing about a year ago, all the podcasts, all the big ones, how they're on YouTube too. And it's like, I realized I was listening to them all on YouTube, not always watching. Most times I'm just listening, but knowing that, wait a minute, they're showing something. Let me let me pull this out of my pocket because I'm just listening while I'm doing something. Let me go see what they're showing, or I want to go see their facial expressions. And there's something so powerful about video. So yeah, video is where it's at.
I agree with you 100%. And if you can't come on screen, like myself, I could still, with a virtual camera feed, I can show my corgis, like Rachel shows her cats, and I can show people how to do things with my hands and what that item is. I did a lot of mindful coloring back in the COVID days, just to help get people relaxed and to show them how to do it. So it's the technology, this technology, you just can't beat it. And tomorrow, for the first time, I'm already going through withdrawal. I've been warned that we're going to have our internet down off and on because they're, installing new fiber and so forth in the, upgrading. The city is going on their side, even though I subscribe to Xfinity, I guess it is. But just the thought, okay, because and the fact that it is a city function, meaning city government, it's like, oh my God, so I'm very antsy about tomorrow, but you just can't beat it. You really can't.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're here with us, Barb. I love that you spend time with us each week. I love your AI photo that you use, and I love how you change it up from time to time. So
Right.
cool.
I didn't have time to change my clothes this morning. I did make some. I did make something new, and I thought, oh, there's not time. But anyway, that's a chick thing. You just, I don't care what you're doing.
Understand.
Never ready.
Well, thank you all for hanging out, and come join us on Skool. Tomorrow I'm going to do that little deep dive and play in Magi and try those prompts that Dustin posted and see where it takes me. It'll be fun.
Awesome.
So yeah, good to see y'all. Jim, thank you so much for coming too. Always great seeing you.
Thanks. I'm glad I could be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, y'all. We'll see you soon.